Hello, I am going out for a dinner with my friends, so yes, let's just get into it. Whenever I do full makeup, I always use underpainting technique. So I go with the bronzer first under my cheekbone and forehead, under my jawline. So I would use a little bit of a lot of bronzer all over my face because it's going to have to pick through the foundation that I'm going to apply over the bronzer. So it's going to look crazy at first, but please trust the process. And I am contouring my nose with the bronzer as well. I'm using this Dear A color corrector under my eyes. It's really good for brightening and also covering dark circle. I didn't have high expectation, but it's pretty good. And I use this concealer from Natasha Denona on my forehead and on the top of my nose. Then this is another color corrector, but this is green from Makeup Forever, just under my nose. And I use this House Labs foundation and I mix that with Drunk Elephant Glow Drop to make it sheer. When you do this underpainting technique, you want the foundation to be sheer so that the bronzer that you apply could pick through. Otherwise, there's just no point. If the foundation is going to just cover everything that you applied beforehand. And I use this Hourglass double-ended brush. It's quite fluffy and it's really is going to give you that airbrush finish. So I apply most of the product to the spot where I didn't apply the bronzer. So in between the jawline and cheekbone and the center of the forehead. And then without adding more product to the brush, I just sweep the brush all over my face. So basically on the top of the bronzer that I applied. So everything just blended seamlessly. And I decided to add a little bit of bronzer on the top of the foundation because I wanted it a little bit more. It's just the same bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. And I decided to contour my nose a little bit more precisely by using this Makeup Forever Endless Cacao lip liner. I just like to do this for fun. This is totally unnecessary. But yeah, I like doing this. I don't know why. It's just me being kind of obsessive. And for my eye makeup, I use this MAC Painterly Paint Pot Lay Low as a primer all over my eyelids. And then I use this Laura Mercier Ginger Blush as my base color, also all over my eyelid. I use this fluffy dome shape brush. And then I use this Dior highlighter, liquid highlighter on the center of my eyelid just to give it a little bit of pop. But then I decided to add a little bit more shimmery eyeshadow, like pinkish shades on the top of it because I found it a little bit too sheer. And also on the inner corners. And then always make sure everything is blended together. And then I'm using this Stila eyeliner pencil. This is brownish color, like shimmery browny color. I'm tightlining with it, and also I'm applying that on my waterline. And for the wing, I'm making a baby wing. I'm sorry. But using my angle brush. Angle brush is so innovative, I feel like. I know it's been out there forever, but every time I use it, I just can't stop. Like, oh, this is just so good. Who made this? Because it does all the work for you. And then I use this LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is actually a color corrector, like dark orangey color. I use it as a blush, and it's just so good as a blush as well. So like if you want a dark orangey, like burnt orangey color blush, instead of spending like $40, $50 out there, just get this. I think this is like $3 or something. And then I set my under eyes with this Dior pressed powder. And then for the rest of my face, I use Kosas loose powder. And I use that same Laura Mercier ginger blush to set my blush. I use that all over my forehead and on my chin. I use that Dior highlighter because it's liquid and I'm using that on my powder set skin. I'm using my beauty blender and I'm applying it very carefully so that nothing moves underneath it. Dior highlighter is just so luxurious product. It gives you such a luxurious finish. It's so good. It's just so good. I use this NYX eyebrow pen for my eyebrows. This lasts so long. I think I bought it like a year ago and I haven't replaced it. And I use it every single day. And I love it. For my setting sprays, I use 2 setting sprays from MAC, one for melting the powder and the other one for longevity. For my lips, I use this L'Oreal lip liner. For mascara, I always use 2 different mascaras for full makeup. One from Mute and the other one from YSL. I use this Chanel lip gloss. This is minty color. I think this is a limited edition. I wanted to do a monochromatic look, like eyes peachy, lips peachy, cheeks peachy, but since it's hot summer day, I decided to go with a little bit of cooler color with the lips. So yeah, I chose this minty color gloss from Chanel. So this is the finished look. I hope you like it. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.